Hi everybody, my name is Scott and welcome to Black Gold Worm Farm in Louisiana. I've been a worm farmer since 2013 and I am making the step to create a business out of it. It started out as a hobby. You know, I bought some 5,000 red wigglers from Uncle Jim's worm farm because me and my wife wanted to start organic gardening. And forgive me, I'm not a professional YouTuber. I'm just going to go at this raw and keep it real, you know, right here from the bayou in Louisiana. This is an origin story and what I'm all about, and introduction and all that. So my name's Scott. I've been raising red wigglers since 2013 as a hobby. Red wigglers were the best way to do it, you know, according to my research. So I bought some. I bought a couple Worm Factory 360s, you know, and I was very successful in growing and raising worms. And I just fell in love with it since the first time, you know, I saw them and watched them go to work, you know, God's little miracle workers. You know, they just produce the best, most natural fertilizer on the planet. And from what I hear, their little worm castings, their natural worm poop fertilizer can't even be reproduced in a lab. Sorry about the traffic. Oh, we live right next to an interstate. But anyway, it can't even be, it's so good, it can't even be replicated in a lab. But this is 100% organic fertilizer, and it's great. It's the best in the world. God created it. I'm also a Christian, so I will be talking about God and worms and the earth and, you know, all that too. So I don't know. I'm just very excited. This is my journey, and I'm glad you're here, and I want to share it with you. Here is one of the Worm Factory 360s, and I bought two of these at the same time, and 5,000 red wigglers from Uncle Jim's worm farm. And this is how I started. And then I moved to this big, huge cooler here. Okay, I'm not going to show you the inside because you're not going to be impressed. But that worked really good. It's a Igloo Marine Cooler, and this thing was a champ. But I've learned through the past 13 years that this is a heavy business. I mean, creating worm castings, this stuff gets heavy and wet. And this cooler, which I don't know what size it is, but it is big. It's the biggest marine cooler I could get because I was going to sell shrimp. But anyway, this thing got filled up to the brim with worm castings and worms and you know, feed. It was just super heavy. I had to unload it or use a two-wheel dolly just to move this thing around. It was a real pain. So I've learned a lot in the past, and I'm wanting to share all this with you. You know, the complete start of Black Gold Worm Farm, from start to finish, and 13 years of experience on hobby raising red wigglers and expanding a worm farm. And so this worked really good. It gets real heavy. And then I moved to a bathtub. Me and my wife bought a foreclosure investment property on the bayou in Henderson. And it came with these old bathtubs, and this is one of the three that I have. But this works really good. But when I put them in here, I really wasn't worried about my worms escaping. I just wanted them to live. If they wanted to leave, let them leave, because they're going to fertilize my whole area once they get out. So I really wasn't worried about it. But they just make a good product, as you can see. You know, look at that. You know, I got to filter it and stuff. I mean, I got a little bit of trash in there. I'm gonna get all this worked out, but they make That's why I call it nature's finest fertilizer, because it is. And they turn organic matter into 100% organic fertilizer. Best on earth. Created by God, in my opinion. Just propped up by a log. Comes out to a drain right there. Let's look at the drain for a minute. Look at that. You see that? Look at this stuff. Outstanding. Look at that. Anyway, the weeds are going to grow up next to this bathtub because it's getting drained right into the ground. Everything just starts growing. You know? I love it. But anyway, this is my bathtub system. This was step 3? Okay, as I'm still doing the others, but so this was step 3. I'm gonna have 3 of these, probably right next to each other, or I'm gonna move them inside my shed. This is a 55-gallon barrel. Okay, that was for Tabasco peppers from the Tabasco Pepper Company. And I bought it, and I collect rainwater, and this is what I feed the worms. And also, I got a couple dogs, and they love drinking this rainwater. Like I said, I live on a bayou, and there's alligators out back, and fish, crawfish, and I like to go fishing. So you'll see a lot of this, on different channels. I'm gonna have more than one channel. That's gonna be a squirrel feeder for Pause and Watch TV YouTube channel, where I'm just gonna record feeding squirrels, because it's primarily for my dogs, but I'm gonna upload it to YouTube so other people can enjoy that. Their stay-at-home pets, for their stay-at-home pets. This right here, these 2 kayaks, these are Sun Dolphin. I'm going to show them to you, just so you know. Sun Dolphin Aruba 8SS. I don't know, these were free. My next door neighbor went down the bayou in these things before I chopped them all up. He went down the bayou and they tipped over, him and his girlfriend. And he came back and immediately said, "Hey, you want to have these? I'm not going down the bayou in these things anymore." I'm like, "Yeah." So I created them into planters. Drilled holes in the bottom, cut the tops out. But now I'm thinking about using these to raise fishing worms or red wigglers. I'm not really sure. But I live in a fishing town. I live near Henderson Swamp. And the bayous and Henderson Swamp, Atchafalaya River Basin, this is a big, huge fishing community, and raise some fishing worms in them. And this one is probably going to be, this is more like an experiment for a kayak CFT, continuous flow through. So this was my idea. I use AI to help me with ideas and building things. So these are the kayak worm farms right here. CFT, hopefully, and this will be maybe an elixir kayak, maybe, or fishing worms. I'm not really sure about what I'm going to do with these, but they will house worms. Will be a worm factory here in the future. I'm going to move on to this Jon Boat build worm farm that I'm building. All right, this boat was given to me free. Okay, I've really enjoyed it, but it's time. It's ugly. It's going to be a worm farm. This is a 1436 Jon Boat, and this all came with the property. These are catfish traps, which I'm not going to use because I don't care. I don't even like catfish. But anyway, I've drilled holes in it. I just took the seat out, the back seat, right, to create more surface area for this boat. I have to figure this out. This is going to be an ongoing project because this boat is very strong, right? It is not going to rot. It can hold a lot of weight and a lot of worms, but I'm 53 years old, and I do not want to be lifting out worm castings and sifting it and all that. you'll find out that on this channel how to do it the easiest possible way, because I'm not going to work hard at this. No, I'm going to engineer something to where I don't have to work. This is going to be easy living for my worms. It's all going to be easy. But anyway, this is a 1436 Jon Boat. It was given to me for free. Excuse the wreck. I've been working back here, and I have ADD, so ADD or ADHD, and I have like 15 projects going on at the same time, so it's always a mess. I will clean this up, I promise you, for the future videos. But I wanted this video to be brutally honest and true and show you exactly what I'm doing with all of it. See, there's a Worm Factory 360 basket right there. These things work great, okay? Absolutely perfect for any kind of starter, but you don't have to buy these. These things are expensive. These Worm Factory 360s are very expensive. You can build it out of a cooler, you know? You can do a whole lot, and you don't have to buy these. That's just what I did. I don't recommend buying them. I recommend building it out of a tote or something like that. I wouldn't buy them. No way. I'd build it yourself out of scrap. But anyway, this is my other Jon Boat that was I just refinished painting it, but it might become a worm farm as well. I don't know. But we'll figure all that out later. Anyway, y'all, thank you very much. This has been a very long introduction to Black Gold Worm Farm, and you will be seeing a lot of me in the future. I'm going to sell the castings locally, and this channel is going to document all of it, as real and as raw as it can get. But one thing you will see about me is my uniform is going to be pretty much standard for this channel. It's going to be some Carhartt overalls, a Hawaiian shirt, and some kind of hat. I'm wearing my happy hat because I just bought my domain name that I wanted. So anyway, I'm here to help you, educate you, and support other worm farms around the world. Making friends with people in Australia, you know, all across the United States, and we just support and help each other. And I'm going to try to do my part on my end with Black Gold to help get the word out about nature's finest fertilizer and God's little miracle workers, red worms, and just the power of worm castings and elixirs and all that. That's my business. That's what I'm going to do. Now it's time to grow it. Y'all have a good one. Thank you very much. I'm going to stutter. I'm going to make mistakes, and I'm going to show them all to you.